Hello, community. How are you? Hope you all well, and hope you hear me properly. If not, just send a message in the chat. And I'm really happy to be here. What is happening lately in the market? We've seen really like painful activities, situations. So I'm glad that our roadmap is focused on decentralization. Just want to clarify a few points with you because of the latest events with all these exchanges and also the exchanges we've been working with, like Wobby, Gate, and the other ones that went down in the ranking on CoinMarketCap because of the last spoilers, last things that happened. So I'm sure they stronger changes. I'm still thinking we collaborate with a few of the good ones. I must say we weren't expecting this from the second biggest exchange, so I cannot expect anything anymore. But still, I want to trust our partners. Trust until a certain point because we actually reduce the liquidity on these exchanges just to be sure. At least for a few days or for a few weeks, so you can still trade, you can still buy or trade with our cubes with USDT. You can proceed as the normal. We just reduce the bit liquidity in case of anything happens. So that's for safety of our assets and for our traders as well. So feel free to use, in case just for this period of time, just feel free to use KubePay, because apart that we're going to implement more functionalities and adding more coins on it, I will explain later. But it's anonymous. We don't keep your assets. The addresses are public from the Cardano network, from the Cardano chain. So there's no point for us to keep your assets and do whatever we want with your money. That's never going to happen with KubePay in the way it's been built with our technology. So let's just clarify this, that with KubePay, the money is still yours, the wallet is yours, you are your own bank. And we don't play with your money. We can't do anything with your assets. So they only yours, and we don't take any decision on it. We just try to push to use KubePay because in the last month and a few days we had an amazing performance, considering the bear market, considering all this happening, and considering that it's full of bugs still. So with the things that we have at the moment, I must say it's really promising. The amount of transactions is unbelievable. That's why we actually, at the last moment, we replaced a few objects in our second roadmap because KubePay is giving us really good signals for the future as a company. And apart from that, the road to the total decentralization is happening through this wallet. So it's amazing what's happening. Considering the real, honestly, the situation is really bad. Seeing the numbers, if you see our markets, it's not moving, but KubePay is moving. It's moving quite well, considering the situation. Consider also that, unfortunately, I wouldn't say that, but KubePay is not listed on CoinMarketCap as a market. So you cannot see that it affects directly the volume. So maybe the token volume can go, actually with the amount of transactions we have, probably will go up, but it cannot affect directly because it's not listed as market. But what it can do, more transactions we have, more will influence the market indirectly. It means, for example, let's say that from 1 million, just numbers, million ADA received, we get to 2 millions, for example, it definitely affect the market because there is more circulating cubes purchased through KubePay. So it's right now, it cannot affect, actually it could, but just a few cents maybe. by imaging with a higher amount. And the objective now, the target, is to make KubePay the main wallet in time and starting the marketing campaigns. Actually, today we started with marketing with KubePay. Consider the situation, we cannot risk investments in marketing too much because there is no reaction from the audience, as I said in the last month update. But we're doing our tests, so if we see potential, we're going to invest more in this and make KubePay as much known as possible. Said all the bad things about the market. Let's start to the interesting and the reason why we have this update today. I'm going to do something funny. I want our KubePay is the mirror of a real use case. So instead of just presenting our technology and all the complicated stuff, let's be real, let's human also, because I'm not really a tech. So I'm going to introduce the steps of our second stage roadmap. It's going to happen from January on 2023. In a different way. So I have here papers. So if you remember, there was a video clip, I don't remember when, but from Bob Dylan. It's really like, I don't know, maybe you read it in the wrong way. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna, oh yeah, maybe you read it from the right to left. But anyway, I got this, I cannot do anything else. So I'm gonna do it like Bob Dylan did in this video clip. So I'm going to present all the stages of the Odyssey roadmap. Why Odyssey? First of all, let me go put it down. Odyssey, first of all, is going to be an Odyssey not considering the market because it's really difficult. It's an Odyssey to get to the, like Ulysses, in English, Ulysses, I don't know in English, but like, the poem. And it's really hard to get the real use to real users. So this is our Odyssey, this is our challenge. So to get there, it's going to be really, really complicated. So that's why we call the Odyssey. And it's challenging, so we want to do that. And the reason why we built this ecosystem. So this is the reason why we gave this name to the second stage. The other stages are also complicated, but this one is like use digital currencies, crypto in the real world. So it's really, really ambitious target. And let's start with the first point. First object of our roadmap, instant payments. As we all know, it's the reason why we have KubePay. So basically, daily purchases in your routine, like going to restaurants, going to our partners, or buying a coffee, a drink, go to supermarket and use KubePay as a payment method, only with digital currencies. So this is the main target, and is going to be released beginning, we didn't put like an actual date, but it's going to be the first objective to conquer, to get to in 2023. So let's go to the second one, staking Cardano native tokens. As you know, we are going to, because we created this WOP technology in our KubePay, it's quite complicated, I must say, but we realized that we can use the same tool for the other tokens, as we are integrated with Cardano only at the moment. I'll explain later. We start adding Cardano tokens, the ones that we are collaborating with, we are in touch with. So we start with them, let's see how it works, and then we add more and more and more. And in time, we go out of the Cardano ecosystem, adding more. But I'll explain later because it's part of one of the next steps. Feel free to put any questions in the chat related to the points, and then I will answer to them. I'm going fast because there are quite a few. You will see the roadmap on our website. There are quite a few points to reach. So KubePay Connect is the browser version and software version for desktop PCs. For desktop, so you, instead of having only the app in the stores, you will have the browser version and the software version in your PC. Let me see, because I have some description. I don't want to get wrong because there are more browser extension, and also with this there is a technology behind to connect other platforms as well. So this is more backend technology. The visual part is that you will see a software and a browser extension. So the marketplace, Cube Marketplace, you already know, we're going to implement all our partners will be in CubePay. We're actually building a new home where you can see more features in it. Right now, you can only swap, stake, and do some transactions and receive. But the idea is to put more call to action, more buttons for different features. And one of these features is the Cube Marketplace, where you can see all our partners and get discounts, pay with crypto, and buy products or put your own, because a lot of people, a lot of businesses in our community are also our partners. So it's going to be exchangeable for everybody. So proof of use is connected to the instant payment. So as long it was part of the first roadmap, but this needs to be developed properly after the instant payments. So this part, basically, it's a reward feature when you pay for your daily expenses, you got let's say cashback to your wallet in Cube. It's just, to make Cube as much as we can mainstream and more used. As our target is to use the coin more than trade it. We are not against the trading, but we want this to be used. It's an utility token. Cardano Zap browser. I don't know if you checked the Cardano ecosystem, but right now the dApps built in Cardano are really interesting. There is a really strong movement behind. There are a lot of features and companies that are building dApps into Cardano. And for us, it's not that difficult to build a tool to check all of them, like a search engine for dApps. And we're going to build this as well, because as part of the decentralized world, we see the Web 3.0 happening. And this is a way for us to contribute to this revolution. Let's go to the next one. It's complicated with papers after everything is digital. Payment gateway. So the payment gateway, it's related to partners integration. What does it mean? The token integration will be soon in our platform. Before we're going to add the you can buy Cube or other currencies with credit cards. Not using credit cards. I'm not saying that we are going to get into the fiat. No, we are against that. But we can take advantage of this. So you can use credit cards and pay with your bank account to buy our Cube, as it's our utility token. We are able to sell it, so it's totally legal and regulated in Spain. So you can buy our Cube paying with the credit card. So we don't have to guarantee the security, because as we are a utility token, because it's gonna be with an external tool like Stripe, Checkout, the typical external tools. Or bank tools used by e-commerces, for example. So the security is guaranteed from this third party that's pretty strong. So it's not us, so we can do that. And once we do this, also we implement the integration, token integration with the partners. And the payment gateway will be for them. So the implementation for the partners. Because without partners, we cannot have utility. So without partners, you cannot have you cannot pay with Cube. So it's really mandatory to have partners in our ecosystem. We need to start as soon as we have, with big partners, as soon as we have a strong development behind it. This is the news. This is, sorry, my English, EXCC, Exchange Community Control. So my idea, well, my team idea was started for me, but it was mainly our ideas to considering also the latest event. We just, it was before, we realized this before, but this give us the reason why we should do that. it's a mix of decentralized and centralized exchange. So there is still trading. We're going to apply to the Bank of Spain to be regulated as an entity, apart from the utility token, our company, to be able to add exchange features, not really like acting like an exchange, like focusing on the trading part, but we can implement it one day. So in case we want to do it and the community will do it, we can do it one day once we have the approval from the Bank of Spain. This is a project that allows us to add to KubePay the exchange features, but it will be regulated by our community. So this is our first DAO, let's say. So for the first time, our community can decide on the terms where you exchange. So I'm not speaking about more the tokens that will be there, but it's more on the way we keep the assets. So that's the idea. We see that with the last exchanges acting like banks. Unfortunately, I must say that they act like banks sometimes. So it's like playing with the people money. I don't want to say anybody specifically, but it's like my feeling. I'm not speaking for the company, I'm speaking for myself. My feeling is like we shouldn't play. I can understand the banks, but in the crypto industry, when we are looking to the decentralization and all these things, and we see the revolution, and then we're still the same with the same concept that if a company goes down, other companies go down, the assets are kept not really clear, all these things. So out of this, let's build something that the community regulate based on protecting themselves. So this is the main idea. Then the way we do it, the trading part, the orders, the market making, all these things are all the same. It's just the security part that we want to control. Well, we want to get controlled by the community. So this is the reason why we have this. We will have this. Transaction tracking, this is really interesting because there are a lot of companies nowadays, they are like tracking where the money goes and where the money came from in a transaction to avoid scams, to avoid phishing and all these things. We are actually in Web Summit, I met a few companies, and that's why I decided to add this in, because we have already a sort of Cardano scan already implemented. It's for our own safety, so we check the transaction through this tool that we created. But we can make it public and collaborate with entities that already use it. Actually, I'm already speaking with them, and like make a proper tracking of the transaction for the safety of all of us. And also, it's possible that in future, if we do a good job with this, entities, governments, well, let's say, but like entities can, or like companies can use our tool to track their transactions before to accept the deal, or like just when they spend money and they weren't sure where the money went, or if the partner is enough trusted to send a transaction. This is the tool for them and for us. Documentation and API, this is for the partners. This is something that we always said, we need the public, we need the API. It's going to be public for the partners, for registered partners. It's the API basically to use our coins, mainly Cube, for the daily expenses. What does it mean? Expedia, our main partner with FlyCube, right now cannot implement Cube because there is not an API. Well, there is an API, but it's not yet released for the public. So the idea is in 2023 to release it, and then Expedia or any other partner that want to join this revolution will get to us. We give the documentation and the integration and the customer support, tech customer support for their developers 24 hours to implement the API and accept payments with crypto. That's basically this. We always say that, so it's part of 2023, the development. This is this is maybe. So Royal Club, our NFT collection, we really want to release it, but the market is not with us. So we don't want to fail. The cost per acquisition is really high, so we need to wait. Probably the pre-launch will be in 2023. I'm sorry if we're gonna change the plan for this. I'm sure you're gonna accept it because we want really to release the collection. We invested in it. We love it. The membership perks are really now. I want one of them, so I want to be part of this membership, this new community in Royal Club. But if the NFTs goes like ecosystem go the way it is, we need to wait. So it's for 2023. It should be this year, but we couldn't, as far as you know. So hopefully it's gonna be in 2023. I really hope so. But we add it to the roadmap because it's integrated, definitely integrated. Bitcoin and more. So once we add the Cardano native tokens to our QPay swap for now, we're going to move to other blockchains, starting with Bitcoin. Why are we doing this? Because QPay is really potential to exchange with cryptocurrencies and to give options to our community, to all the users of QPay. So it's more difficult because having the technology for Cardano, if you are in the system, if you know, or you are a developer, you know that once you have the developers that work only in Cardano, it's easy to build. Well, it's not never easy, but it's simpler to build in your chain, in your own ecosystem. When you go to another chain, you need to start from scratch. So that's why we start with Bitcoin. We integrate Bitcoin. You can exchange, swap Bitcoin with Cube or ADA or the other ones. And then after Bitcoin, we need to do the same, starting from scratch with the other exchanges. And then in time, decide together which exchanges we're going to add, because you remember what happened with Terra Luna. So it's something that we can decide together. If you don't want an exchange, you don't trust it, let's speak about it. We trust Bitcoin, not like as a way of investment. We know Bitcoin is an asset, the best asset. I always compare it with gold. So for me, it doesn't need a use case, like a real use case, like an utility. It's not a utility, but it's an asset. So we start from that because Bitcoin for us is the main one, the first one. It's really like the one to start after Cardano, definitely. QPay NFT Viewer, it's like the marketplace, but only for NFTs. So once, for example, we release our collection or any other collection that we want to add, starting from the Cardano's chain, you can definitely see or store your NFTs and see them, not just like coding, like the line code, the code line, but see your NFT in the QPay. I think this is really like a bit of innovation in the ecosystem. And that's what I wanted to say before, that once we add Bitcoin and we start to work with other chain technologies, we start the multi-chain. So Cube will be released in other chains. It means that Cardano will be, now is our reference, Cardano will be one of our references and will be integrated with the other blockchains. So the transaction will be also with other blockchains, not only on the Cardano network, basically. And we we spread the use of Cube through this. And this is a suggestion came from the community. We got sometimes these messages in Telegram, and then a guy approached me and told me the reason why we should do that. I spoke with the tech team, and we definitely decided at the end that we wanted to do it. So thank you guys for the support. It really came from you because we were like close-minded, sticked on Cardano. But with this, we opened our mind, and thanks for your suggestion. Staking those 2.0. This is because one day where the cube for this staking 1.0 will be over. We're going to distribute all of them. So we're going to implement a new API. We're going to implement new rules for the second staking. So that's the reason why it's 2.0. It's gonna come it's gonna be implemented next year, but it's gonna be effective only when this liquidity will be reached with the actual staking. And also because we have the liquidity locked, remember we have 10% liquidity locked, so once for 1 year, so once it will be released, these funds can be allocated for the staking 2.0, and still it's up to you guys. So if you don't want, we keep them there, so maybe the value goes up because we have less liquidity in circulation, or we add it as a staking, or any other way. So money are not mine, cubes are not mine, I got the 10% in 4 years. So feel free to suggest any way we can distribute this. We keep the wallets. We are really safe with the wallets, so don't worry about that. We are really secure, let's say, but we all together can decide what we do with our money. Okay, with our assets. Let's say money. I don't like the word. With our cube assets. NFT royalties is related to the NFT marketplace, the NFT collection. So the way it's a new way that we decided to create. Well, it's a new way. It's our rules for the royalties of our NFTs. This comes after the NFT collection release, the NFT marketplace released, following the actual roadmap. So the rules for royalties for our NFTs and the ones added to our ecosystem. QPay audit, it is really important, and this demanded by the CTO. It's really important. We always audit our projects. We want to be sure that we're doing a good work, a good job, and a 30-part entity is always useful to check the smart contracts, to check but not only that, it's also checking the development, the code, the way we conduct business, all these things. So it would be good to have will be good. We're gonna do it. So we're gonna have a QPay. Sorry, we're gonna have a QPay audit of the technology of our tool, and also business wise. So see, maybe the report will give us suggestions, or there will be something that we definitely need to change. So it's good to have it. Definitely good to have it. Subscriptions is because this model is really profitable. It's not really related. We can do it in QPay like Coinbase does. It's okay, we can do it, but it's not really that. It's more related to the other verticals, the e-commerces. So we've seen this in the a pattern in the surprise restaurants. So there are a lot of people that buy constantly in surprise restaurants. So what we do, we give them an incentive to subscribe, maybe have a discount, maybe having a discount to subscribe. So it's the typical subscription policy that you can get with products where there is a lot of recurrency. So this is the model for e-commerces, but it can be applied, of course, to QPay in case not at the moment, but it can be an option. Cubin co-investment. This is our investment fund that we need to freeze the funds because of the bear market. So we stopped investing in crypto projects, and the decision was really wise. Imagine now if we invested, we had a lot of potential issues. So we've been clever, I must say. This is a new form to do this. So we still invest because I'm a business angel. We started this with people with connections in our network. It's not related to Cube. So it's good because we need our assets to move, so they cannot be stuck only in Bitcoin or Cube, or I don't know, in real estate. We need them to move, taking risk investments, taking lower risk investments, but the investment fund for this ecosystem, and also to give finance to the verticals we have in the ecosystem. It's really important to support them with an investment fund. So the idea is another DAO. So we do it together, not only about investment. Of course, there are about 50 people that register already to Cubin. You can register in the website as an investor, and we can co-invest together. So like you get your pitch, and then if you want to invest. But this is more like a community thing. So you basically, what would you do? You decide if we have to invest or not in this project. Also, if you're not an investor directly, you have a voice. That's the good thing to have a community, the good thing to have an ecosystem supported by a community. So mainly what we do, we add a platform. I don't know if I can name one, but it's like there are a lot of these platforms that where you don't take a decision, but you decide if you want to invest or not, and then the amount will accumulate in time, and until you reach it, and then the investment happens. If it doesn't happen, it's because it didn't reach the 100% of the investors. So this is, I don't know if you've seen this kind of platform, but it will be something like this with a voice for the community. Of course, it's a money thing, so it's an investment thing. So of course, the investors have more voice, but we need clever people to help us to build the ecosystem. So the voice goes also to the community. So, it's gone. Okay. So these are the points for the second stage, and soon they will be released, probably today or maximum tomorrow on the website. So feel free to have a look. And if you have any question, concern, you don't like some of them, feel free to always to write in the community or direct message me. Happy to listen to your questions or concerns. So really happy, and it's really challenging. I say again, it's really like let's get in there. It's gonna be like real tough, because the knowledge, the first step we call knowledge, because we were coming from e-commerce, so we had a clue about this industry, the digital assets, payment methods, blockchain. We had a clue because we were traders, investors. Apart from the CTO and his team, but like the business part of the company were focused on e-commerce. From a side, it's a good thing, but we needed our time to make our mistakes, and you've seen we made a lot of mistakes, and but we're still here. So like the knowledge part is because of this roadmap, it was not simple, but it was the basic steps, checking also the other coins, the other blockchains, the other utilities, and see, okay, we need to build the tokenomics, we need to build, we need to do a pre-sale, we need to do the ICO, we need to, I don't remember now the steps, but like all these steps are like mainly the mandatory steps that a cryptocurrency with a use case has to follow to build a project. But once we build a project now, we need to get into the really complicated part to make it like useful. So once we did that, we achieved all the goals. We've been on time with all of them. We released the coin in the bear market. We had a lot of tough situations. Investors not happy. Like people were thinking that we were leaving when I don't know where they took this information. So like people panicked. We experienced all of this. We experienced the bear market, and now we experience the exchanges. Okay, and we need to really build the use case, and this is the time. So the second roadmap is to build the use case. More complicated because we cannot get inspiration from the other coins. So it's our own. So our use case is unique. So there's no other coin is trying to do this. There are some, but they're not like ours. Nobody is really like approaching restaurant, mini market with the cryptocurrencies. It's really ambitious, and I understand why not everybody is doing this, because it's really long term. So credit cards is the present, it will be also the future, but together with credit cards there will be digital currency payments only. So this is the future, it's not really the present, and that's why I understand that companies need assets, needs revenue to build their projects, and they do it with credit card. We don't need this for a simple reason. We have an ecosystem of startups. If one startup doesn't work, there are other startups that are working. So that's why we can decide to keep our assets, not thinking about revenue in like saying in KubeCoin, and think to implement the use case in long term, because I'm living with the earnings from Flycube. I'm living with the earnings from the other companies. Our team are paid with the assets we have already. So that's why we can allow ourselves to think long term, compared with the other companies, other projects. They want to basically build the same. I'm going to ask to your questions now. So thank you for adding them. I need to Google this. What's the I'm sorry for my ignorance. 1 second, guys. I gonna go. What's its name? IMT affiliate. You mean an important affiliate? Thomas, please, can you rephrase your question to make me understand? Sorry for that, I didn't really get it. I'm going to step to next one. Meanwhile, is KubePay decentralized? How safe it is? Good question. It's not 100% decentralized. There is a roadmap on this. Now we need to control a few things because we make mistakes. And you've seen already that we made mistakes. So we need to check the mistakes and replace the coding, like make it better. And then once it's concrete, we build the smart contract. If we build, that's an issue that actually a lot of projects have seen this issue. You build the smart contract because you need to build the smart contract, and then smart contracts is locked once you deploy, and then you cannot get back. So, and the project goes down. So we allow ourselves, I'm sorry for that, but we allow ourselves to check what we're doing wrong, fix it, and then we create a smart contract. So decentralized, 50%. And it's 50% centralized. It means that we can control it, like we can control the technology, the tool. About safety, totally different. Safety is guaranteed by Cardano. We are not touching your assets. So you cannot lose the money because of us. So you can lose the money if you send to a wrong address or something else, but it's not because of us. So we can get wrong on the technology, we cannot get wrong on the safety part. So we don't control it. So that's all. Sorry, but I think the chat went away. Oh no, it's here. Okay. So I answered to your question. Staking reward working. Staking rewards are working. The thing is that we need to add a few messages like to make you understand how it works. For example, you need 10 ADA at least to stake, and this is not coming from us, it's coming from the Cardano policy, and actually you're not losing the ADA. It's not like the staking commission we take, is nothing like this. You need this because Cardano has this policy to protect the asset, his own blockchain. So you need 10 ADA to do the staking. About if you received or not the staking, I'm sorry, there are a lot of different reasons why. So just speak with our tech support, and I check also personally the messages, and I got report from them too, and I see there are many reasons why. So it can be maybe mistake introducing something, or there is not enough ADA, or we gave too much in some cases because there wasn't system issues. There are these kind of things. So please feel free to speak with the tech support, because it's really like individual. I cannot help like in a live session about this, but the team is there for you. I think is KubePay integration? How is KubePay integration being received by normal no crypto companies? It's not received well, because I considered it last time, but it's logical. I'm a normal user. I don't know anything about crypto. The first thing I see, there is news everywhere. The second main exchange went down. There are lots of scammers. All the usual things that are happening in this amazing world, because it's amazing, but what people see, it's the worst part. So when our sales team speak with a company that doesn't have a clue about crypto, they say, no, this is scam. So first thing they think, we are scam. So what they ask for? They ask for licenses, they ask for regulations, all these things. Do you have certificates? All these things. That's why also we go into the Bank of Spain. So it's really hard. That's why it's an odyssey. So it's really hard to make them understand it. The way we're going to solve this, humans. So we cannot get there with like lead generation and like send like the scam message that we used to receive, or like the sales outbound that we receive via mail or LinkedIn, use our services, blah, 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 all these things. Real approach. I always did this when I was in sales. Real approach, and you will understand there are people behind this. Bank of Spain one day will be regulated, maybe, and or there will be a regulation from these entities one day with our incentive, and the companies that don't understand this word will accept cryptocurrencies. Also, let's see that the beginning is complicated in anything. We have different startups, so we see that each project we build and we put on the market is always really complicated, but then it got the traction and then it goes up or down if it doesn't, if it's not good idea or something. So this is the way it works. So at the beginning, it's really like this year we really had like was really pain to speak with partners that don't understand crypto. So we go to the ones that they understand it, and we need to prove that we're good, that we are stable, we are solid, the technology is solid, and that's why we need the API for the partners. All these things that are said in the roadmap are part of the need for the partners, and that's it. And then in time, they will accept it. I cannot say tomorrow, but in time. Something is going to happen. If it's not happening with Cube, it's happening with another company. So it's going to happen. This is the future of payments. This is the future of this industry. And we need this industry to get to the real use. So without real use, all projects, good, potential, strong, big blockchains, whatever, they're going to go down like the exchanges. So if cryptos are only trading, only investment, only scammers, there's no reason why we are here. There's no reason that we don't respect actually Satoshi vision. So the original vision was really, really honest and pure. Let's follow this. So we need the cryptocurrencies becoming a real product. That's it for everybody. And it's going to happen. Are we going to Cardano Summit? I don't think so. We're really busy. This year we're not going also to the Barcelona one. There is just one thing for that. We didn't see the votes. That's something that's a bit disappointing for me. We didn't see how many votes we got for the speaker part. So it's not this is the reason, or it's just sharing with you guys. I'm not really happy with that. I like transparency. So we always been transparent with you guys. And we want our blockchain must be transparent with us too. Well, I didn't see the votes. They don't publish, they don't share the votes for the speaking and the speaking competition. And apart from that, this is not really a good moment to participate to a summit when I went already to the web summit to with my network to make a connection and see other projects. We know the Cardano ecosystem enough, so we want to spend time to build and stay in the company and work. So networking, we just did it this month. We're not gonna go this year. Maybe, but it's gonna be in a week, so no, I don't think so. That's it. So thank you guys for this session, and thank you for staying and listening to me. I'm really happy that we going on. We're still here. As I always say, we always here. So there is another thing. We're building the merchandising finally. So you asked us, so I asked to the graphic design team, please build something. They started to build. We approved some designs. They're really nice. It's just at the beginning. But it's going to be really easy because it doesn't really involve technology. So I found another way through the graphic design team to build the website and everything. And it's going to be with the Cube ecosystem website, the merchandising part only, and it will serve all the verticals, starting from KubeCoin and KubePay, and then Fly, KubeBeat, Cube, and Royal Club, all the verticals. So merchandising is going to happen as well. The only technology part that will be implemented is the token integration, so you can buy the stuff with cubes or other cryptos. So that's the only really tech thing that we need to add. So I'm not going to go further. Thank you for participating, and I'll see you next month in the next update. But still, I'm around in Telegram, so feel free to contact me anytime. Thank you, guys, and speak soon.